I'm Suzanne Pelican, and I lead the Ads User Experience team here at Google. My work focuses on keeping our users safe online and building trust across our products through easy-to-understand experiences. It's a huge responsibility and one that I care about deeply. That's why when we think about the user experience, we focus on making sure that people are safer with Google. That means our products are secure by default, private by design, and keep users in control. We know this is also important to users as we speak to them and look at how they're using our products. For example, this year we commissioned a survey with Storyline Strategies and learned that 80% of consumers in surveyed countries are concerned about the state of their online privacy today. Here at Google, we saw 300 million privacy checkups taken in 2021 alone. I'm sure we can all relate to feeling some kind of hesitation when it comes to sharing personal data, but without data, it's impossible for marketers to deliver useful customer experiences. And this gets us to the heart of the paradox that exists today. Marketers face pressure to adapt to new privacy regulations while getting enough data to deliver excellent experiences. But at the same time, users struggle to trust brands with their information because they don't know why or how their data is being used. So what can we do to help? First, we need to evolve the conversation about privacy. Privacy is not only about compliance, it's a requirement to build trust. And we need to earn the trust of all of our customers so that we can build the long-lasting relationships we want. The brands who drive long-term growth are the ones who establish an authentic, trustworthy relationship. And privacy is a core component of that. This requires investment. It's not a quick overnight win. So today, we want to share our internal framework for building trust for the first time and help you create a lasting privacy strategy. Let's start with the basics. What does privacy actually mean to users? And how can we earn trust? This isn't an answer you can find in the dictionary. We had to go listen and talk to users. So over the past 18 months, our team led multiple rounds of quantitative and qualitative research with 16,000 consumers, drew from academic research, and set up joint goals across our partner teams to answer this question. And what we found was an important insight. People want agency over their data and how it's used in order to feel like their online privacy is respected. But when it comes to earning your customers' trust, we discovered that 4 key levers matter the most: security, transparency, control, and usefulness. Security is about ensuring that we safeguard user data. You hear us talk about this quite a bit here at Google, and we'll talk more about how we've strengthened our commitments later in this talk. Next is transparency, or how we're being clear about what we're doing with that data in a way that's simple to understand. Then control, which is how and where we offer the ability for the user to easily turn on or off what's collected. And finally, usefulness, which is about translating all this into something that's relevant and helpful to them. So to earn trust, we need to use these levers to show people how and why their data is being used and what they're getting out of it. And we don't think this is a framework that is unique to us. We think it's scalable for the entire industry. So let's talk about each concept, what it means for your business, and how this framework has manifested in our products.
Thank you, Susan. I'm Kavata, the Global Product Lead for Ads Privacy Products and Solutions, and I'll walk you through these core levers. First, let's talk about security. At the highest level, security is about keeping your users' information safe and not collecting or sharing anything without their consent. At Google, we constantly strengthen our built-in security technologies to detect and protect against online threats before they ever reach their user. When it comes to ads, we never use the content users store in apps like Gmail, Google Photos, and Drive for ads purposes. And we never use sensitive information like health, race, religion, or sexual orientation. It's simply off limits. As marketers, it's important to reinforce our commitment to security and keep our customers' information safe. In fact, 59% of consumers in surveyed countries say that if there's one thing a brand could do to improve their online shopping experience, it would be ensuring that their personal information is safe. Here, marketing has a unique role to play. We've discovered some helpful ways that can help your business drive trust. First, lead with a relevant user benefit to catch your customers' attention. Then, support the benefit by providing specific reasons to believe and use words and phrases that are clear and reassuring. For example, Pandora recently strengthened their privacy story because they believe that brands must align what is said with what is done. To do this, they follow a simple narrative that goes as follows. When we are entrusted with a customer's personal data, we acknowledge that this doesn't mean it belongs to us. We will not sell your personal data to third parties. These guiding principles run through everything we do. What's nice about this statement is that it's very easy to understand and not shrouded in mystery. The next two levers, transparency and control, go hand in hand. By helping your customers understand how their data is used and giving them the ability to choose the experience that's right for them, you earn trust. That's why at Google, our teams created About This Ad. About This Ad is a menu of information that pops up directly next to the ads users see. It helps them understand why they saw a certain ad, which advertiser served it, and gives them the choice to mute it. About This Ad taught us that brands should create easy, relevant ways to clarify their data practices. An onslaught of notifications can actually erode rather than build trust. So we as marketers shouldn't put a heavy burden on users. One way to do this is by clarifying your data use from the very first interaction with your brand, such as the cookie consent form. This is an opportunity to articulate your value proposition and data protection policies for users, not drown them in legalese. You can also combine your data practices into one central resource. In fact, 56% of consumers in the US say that a dedicated privacy page would boost their trust in a brand. Users should also have ownership of their data. Consider offering controls beyond basic permissions to let people change their communication preferences and easily opt in and out of sharing their data. Offering even simple controls like this alongside strong security practices will help you build the trust you need to drive long-term growth.
Finally, let's talk about usefulness. This is a guiding principle for us here at Google. If we're not considering how a product or feature will be helpful to a user, we're not staying true to our values. The concept of usefulness in the context of privacy led us to announce a new product called My Ad Center at Google I/O this year, which is a new way for users to control their ads. We believe that the best ads are helpful and relevant. We also know that giving users control over how their interests are reflected in our ad experience is critical for earning trust. So later this year, when users see an ad on Search, YouTube, or Discover, they'll be able to clearly block or follow categories of ads based on their interests so that they can find better deals or support businesses that they care about. And users can also learn why they're seeing an ad and who paid for it. We want to give people helpful, in-the-moment controls that empower them to choose the ad experience that's right for them. Finally, let's talk about usefulness. This is a guiding principle for us here at Google. If we're not considering how a product or feature will be helpful to a user, we're not staying true to our values. You've seen us do this on Search in ensuring that our ads are relevant and useful to users based on what they're looking for. So when we talk about this lever, it's just this simple. Keep their data safe, give them transparency and control, and be useful. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We're seeing usefulness emerge across all verticals, and it's a sign that the way we connect with users is evolving. From beauty companies investing in AR so that users can virtually try on makeup beforehand, to retailers using influencers to get closer with customers, brands are prioritizing usefulness to make their experiences more relevant and authentic.
At the end of the day, users want helpful and safe experiences with the brands they care about. Companies should respect consumers' expectations and build delightful experiences where they see the value of providing their data beyond the initial incentive. At Google, growing user trust is a journey we're working on every day, and we recognize we still have a long way to go. But by investing in security, transparency, control, and usefulness, we as an industry can strengthen our privacy strategies and grow more trusted relationships with customers.